Hey guys, Ben Laverty here again with Greg Hetherington. We just had our first Facebook Live feed kind of mess up, and we know this because there was dozens of comments that said we can't see it too well, so hopefully this is a lot better. So what I would like you to do, that the first feed kind of went down, is once you see this, hit that share button again so the people, because we did have a bunch of people watching there, so that was really good. So we are back. Hopefully this is a lot better, and we think it's going to go well. So Greg, let's just start over a little bit, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
You know, well, we'll skip the legend part. The people have already seen that, but that's good stuff. And you guys can go back and watch the other video as well that we just kind of did. But why are you running for the Lambton-Kent, Lambton-Kent Middlesex nomination here?
Yeah, I think, so when you're going to run for politics, I think it's something that needs to be a long-term process. It's something that it's not something you think about, oh, I'd like to do that. This is something that needs to be thought about long in advance. And about 10, 12 years ago, I had this feeling that we needed representation for our communities. And I've been thinking about it for several years, and after many conversations with my wife, my family, my friends, the people I look up to that I respect and admire, we decided to make the decision that we need good representation for all our communities. And the Lambton-Kent Middlesex riding is one that I'm connected to, and it's one that I've lived in. I was born in this area. I've lived in this area 51 years, and being in the riding I think is key, and knowing the community is super important. You know, my brother lives in Strathroy, my sister lives outside of Elvinston and Watford, in the Petrolia area. I live in Wallaceburg, so I know the communities of the riding very well, and it's a big riding, man. It's a very big riding.
Yeah. Oh, we just went through all the names in the previous one. That was good. We'll replay that later. Now that you're running for politics, the way I kind of see things, the way that sometimes you're in the media, you've helped out. Like I've actually been where you've emceed so many charitable things, so many community events. That's almost like being in politics, because you get to know the needs of the community and the community so well. How do you feel? Is it a transition, or is it something that you've almost feel like you've always been doing?
Well, I think the being in the public eye part is something that I've certainly done a lot of through all the charity work and all the different events that I've done. But the most important part is being able to connect with people, all people. So whether it's someone that's picking up your garbage, the person that is planting your corn, the person that you see at the grocery store, the person that's getting your coffee at Tim Hortons, or the charities that you're volunteering for. I mean, that's, I think, the most important part of a politician, that they understand the entire community, all the people in the community, not just a few sectors. You've got to know them all. And in a riding like this that is really big, I think those charity events that you refer to, and I've done, you know, probably 1,000 different ones in the time that I've been in broadcasting for 30 years. It's given me a chance to really understand what people want, what they're not getting with their government, what we can do better. It's really been a huge bonus for me to be able to connect with them and to be at these different events. So yeah, I agree. The bonus of working in broadcasting and volunteering has given me a chance to really understand the community at its best.
Awesome. Hey guys, don't be scared to ask some questions here. We're going to get into the process that you're going through right now, which is the nomination process. And not a lot of people understand how that really works. Like, where do you go? How do you do it? How do you sign up?
Right.
Do you need to sign up? So can you give us a little bit about that kind of process of how would somebody want to vote for you to get you nominated?
Okay. So it's a two-step process. So what we're doing right now, this is what they call the nomination period for the Conservative Party. So what we're doing now are signing up members so that they can become part of the Conservative Party, because only members of the Conservative Party are allowed to vote. So if you're not a member, you don't get the opportunity to pick who your nominee is for the party. So what we are doing now is getting the message out there and signing people up right across the riding so that they have the opportunity to pick who their nominee is. There are 7 nominees right now. I'm the only one that's living in Chatham-Kent. So we're trying to connect as much as we can to all parts of the riding. We're getting an amazing support, obviously, from people that we've got to meet in Wallaceburg and Dresden and Bothwell and Thamesville and Pancor and Mitchell's Bay and all of those people that are signing up to support
So
our
Pancor
cause.
and Mitchell's Bay are still in that
Absolutely.
riding.
Yeah, the riding's large.
It's a
It goes
huge riding.
from the north of Prairie Siding Bridge all the way around. It's about a 2-hour drive to do this riding. But in order to have your vote, you've got to sign up. And to sign up, it's $15 to sign up, which is, this is the part that gets a little weird,
Yeah.
right? So we talk to people and say, would you be interested in supporting our team and what we're trying to accomplish? Like, absolutely. And then we tell them it's $15. Well,
Yeah.
it's hard to get people to vote in a regular election for free. We're going to charge them $15 to vote for me.
Yeah.
So you can imagine how this sometimes is hard to get
Yeah.
people to understand the process. But what the Conservative Party needs, they need to know that you're engaged and that you want to be a part of the party. They take that $15 and they do great work with it, getting the message out about the Conservative platform and what they hope to accomplish in the next election. So you pay the $15, you sign up. You can either do it by picking up a form or going online
Yep.
to sign up. And then once you're signed up, you get a message to say that you're now a part of the Conservative Party and you have the right now to decide who your representative is going to be on the Conservative ticket when the election comes in October.
Awesome. So Don Sparky Leonard, you say time to put party affiliations aside and help Greg. Let's get Greg nominated. He would represent the community better. Now, a lot of people, they
Thanks,
can be
Sparky.
independents, they can be anybody, but they can sign up because a lot of times people vote for the person.
Right.
And they do exactly kind of what Don was kind of mentioning is they drop the party lines and they say, I believe in this person, I believe this person will guide us in the right direction. And that's more of what you're seeing, across Canada is people just believing in somebody that's in the community. So anybody can just sign up. It's
Right.
not some crazy club,
No.
right, for any of the parties, but they can just, and somebody, another Greg put in a link there where you can get a membership there. So if you can do
Great.
that, you can sign up. So anybody can really sign up just to help you out.
Absolutely.
And you need the help. That's
Yeah.
how you get elected, right?
A lot of people that are signing up have never joined a political party before, and this is their first time seeing how this process works, which we totally appreciate. And it's great to show people. It's great to show our kids too, because you can
Yeah.
be 14 years of age and join the Conservative Party and have a say in who your representative is, which is a great learning process for kids, right?
Absolutely.
That they get to understand how this step is. So yes, anyone, any affiliation. We've had people that weren't necessarily conservatives, but they want to know that the person that they are supporting is from the area,
Right.
is from their community, and I appreciate that. Yeah, the support we've been getting is outstanding, and I can't thank people enough for everything that they've done for our team and have signed up to support us.
Awesome. Kathy has a good little question here, and I know you can't talk a lot about platform just yet, but she wants to know what your platform for small businesses, and you are a small business.
Yeah.
Here in Wallaceburg, you have a radio station,
Yeah.
right? So what's kind of your angle there?
Yeah.
What's happening? Your thoughts?
Kathy, good question, and thank you very much. Well, I started a small business in Wallaceburg about 10 years ago, and small business is key to running a successful country. It is the backbone of our country, small business. The mom and pop operations and the people that are working many more than just 8 hours a day. So for me, what small business needs is less government, less red tape, more opportunity. We need a better risk and reward for small business, because many small businesses that are out there know exactly what I'm talking about, that they have put in thousands of dollars, sometimes their life savings, to start a business. And our government needs to recognize that they're making a commitment to helping our communities and our country, because the people that we hire, when you're running a small business, those people are the ones that are going to pay taxes, and our country becomes better and stronger because of small business, because they're starting businesses. So step one, less government. Step two, less tape. Better risk and reward for people that want to start small business is what we need to have happen.
Awesome. And again, Greg might be able to follow up with you guys later if you
Thanks.
don't know all the answers, but Tiffany had another question there. What are your thoughts briefly on the national housing strategy? And again, Greg, if you could follow up later after, don't be scared to ask questions.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on there?
Well, we're in Wallaceburg, and this community that we're in Wallaceburg today, behind us, the Black Goose, we haven't had housing grow in this community for quite some time. We need to change that. We need to give, again, it goes back to the small business answer,
Right.
Risk and reward. We need to encourage home builders to come to this community and make it beneficial for them so that they want to increase housing in this community. Because we don't have that. It's not happening in Wallaceburg. It's happening in Mount Bridges. It's happening right now in Dresden. We need to have that happen right here where we are today, a better housing opportunity. That would be a step that I think somebody in federal office would be able to assist with. We also need to have affordable housing when it comes to seniors, and those are of lower income. So something that I am certainly wanting to support. Of course, a lot of the charity work that you brought up earlier on, helping people the best that I can, is something that you need your representative to do. Housing certainly a good step in the way of doing it.
Awesome. I think Kathy must have liked your previous answer to the small business. Awesome. Well worth the $15. Going to sign up now.
Thanks.
And
that's awesome. Thank you.
And so yeah, there's. I've always thought of Wallaceburg specifically. I played for the Lakers back in the day.
You did.
Only for a year, but it was great. But I've
we could use good people like you again.
I don't think I'd be as quick. But I've always thought the location of Wallaceburg and the opportunity is just so amazing right here, especially with this whole area close to the border and that.
Yeah.
But there's so many opportunities here.
I agree 100%. This community that we are in right now, the waterways of Wallaceburg, and once we introduce people that have come from outside the area, from Strathroy, from Mount Bridges, from Grand Bend, when they come down to Wallaceburg and they see what we have here with the waterways and how the Sydenham turns into the Johnson and connects to the Snai, as we call it, or the Ecart, and then to the big river, the St. Clair River. I mean, this is a real beautiful area for fishing, for water sports. It's a great community, and many people that come here that have never seen Wallaceburg before are impressed with what we have to offer.
Absolutely. And just to give you guys a little perspective there, when we were trying to figure out, when I was trying to figure out where should we do this video and have Greg, I was like, man, I really want that water in the background because it is very cool. It's kind of like a showcase. And like I said before, when I come and do the Tin Man triathlon here in Wallaceburg, I always like come here for a beer after. It's relaxing. It's great on the water. And the water it's wide and clean and
it's
awesome.
Busy. If you were where we are here, if this was July, Ben, at this time that we've done this this broadcast, there would probably be 20 to 25 boats that would go by here because it's a very active waterway here. So it is a great spot to dock your boat.
Awesome. Hey guys, don't be scared to ask a question. Ask a personal question. I got one thing I gotta ask you. Did you climb Mount Kilimanjaro?
I did.
Okay,
yes.
so that's actually, you've climbed a mountain.
I've climbed a mountain, 19,300 and some feet. My wife will probably tell me later that I'm off by 2 or 3 feet. But yeah, I climbed Mount Kilimanjaro for a charity. We did it for the Miles Miracle Mission back 12 years ago. And I got engaged at the top of Mount Kilimanjaro.
Really?
And I asked my wife, well, this was the best way to do it. If you want to make sure that your wife is going to, or your future wife is going to say yes, get her altitude sickness. And then for sure she's going to say yes. It's key. So I got her at her worst point where she was just going to nod and say yes. And we
there
got
she
engaged.
is.
Yeah.
19,342 feet.
All right, she would be right.
That's high, man.
Yes, she's a financial planner. She's good with numbers, so she's got the right numbers.
So is it hard to breathe when you get to the top?
Oh, yeah. When you're, I'd say at 12,000 feet above is extremely hard. It was probably the most difficult thing I've ever done in my life. From the time of 12,000 feet to 19,000, you get altitude sickness. Half the people are successful at making it to the top of Kilimanjaro. You really find about what your internal strength is when you're climbing a mountain like that, because you basically have the flu,
right,
and you've got to climb 5,000-6,000 feet. So it's extremely difficult. We had a great team that we're working with because, again, anything you accomplish, Ben, it's a team effort. It's not an individual thing, and Mount Kilimanjaro is just like that. You need a team working together with you, and we all work together as a team. And like they say, when you look at a mountain that's 19,000, how many feet did she say? Like 400 and some?
Yeah, we'll get it wrong.
We'll all get it wrong.
She got it right, but it's already documented right there.
It's like eating an elephant. If you're going to eat an elephant, it is possible, but you got to do it one bite at a time, and that's like climbing Mount Kilimanjaro. So it's doable one step at a time.
I was going to try to attempt Mount Everest, and then I watched the movie, and then I decided not to.
Yeah, I'll say this. Mount Kilimanjaro is like the PJHL of mountains, all right? So you're playing a junior C level. The Everest is the NHL. That's serious stuff. When you get to 29,000 feet, that is. I have so much respect for those people because anything that's above 20 to 25,000 feet, that's extremely difficult. So
Crazy.
I'm just a small guy when it comes to climbing a mountain.
But you climbed a mountain, and that's kind of cool. Do you have kids?
Yep, I have 2 kids. My daughter's studying overseas in the Netherlands right now. She goes to Western University in her 3rd year. And my son Max goes to CK High School in grade 9.
Cool stuff. Are they? What did they think about this whole process and you in politics?
Well, like I said earlier on, when we decided to do this big step, it was a team effort with our family. It was a sit down with our family because if my kids weren't on board, we weren't on board, Kelly and I. So they're 100% behind the whole process. They love it. They're helping. It's a lot of time away right now, and they know that you've got to be dedicated to do this part of the nomination, and they're very supportive, and I can't thank them enough.
Now, most parties would love a candidate like you. You're popular in the area. You've connected to all the charities in the areas. What made you want to be a Conservative member? What made you want to go with a Conservative platform?
Oh boy, many things. Fiscal responsibility is number one. I don't like the way that our Liberal government is currently spending money. It's atrocious. It's embarrassing. It's the way I look at deficits. It's tomorrow's taxes. And right now, the Liberal government is not spending money wisely. That was step one. I want a stronger voice for agriculture that we're currently getting from our government. The USMCA deal, I was not happy with the way that went down. We need a government that doesn't throw farmers underneath the bus. Another reason why I don't like the way our government is going. I don't like our immigration laws currently, the way that we're operating that. That needs to change. There's several reasons why I'm a Conservative. And I just like the way that they're going right now. I like the direction that they have, the fiscal responsibility. I am thrifty. Anybody who's watching this will give you the thumbs up that I am so cheap and so thrifty. I like to say frugal, but I want a government that spends money wisely. I want them to spend money like it's their money. I hate it when I see a government having a huge amount of money that they don't consider is yours and my money then. So I want a government that spends money wisely.
Okay. So when is the election for nomination? Do we know that date yet?
Well, no, we don't know that date, but we do know the date for signing up. So the signing up date is February 21st. That's the last time that you can join the Conservative Party to have an opportunity to vote. So we've got not much time left. So if you're considering, please do it quickly. As for the voting date, we don't know that date yet. Once that's released to us, then we'll share it with everyone else. But for now, we're being told, we're thinking sometime the end of March is when that will take place, but that's not official. And once we hear those words, we'll share them with you.
And how many people are running for this nomination?
Now, right now, there are 7 people that have their name in. I'm not sure if all 7 are going to run, but right now there's 7 names that have been put forward. I'm the only one that's living in Wallaceburg right now, and there are 2 candidates that are outside the riding, and then the rest of us are inside the riding and living in Lentica, Middlesex.
Okay, so it's definitely going to be a new candidate for sure, because
Bev Shipley.
How long has he been in there?
Yeah, so Bev's been in there for 12 years, has done a fabulous job, and what I like about Bev is that he has stood up for agriculture. His voice has been very strong. He's a farmer. He gets it like me. He was born and raised on a farm. And the way that he represents agriculture is key, because the person that comes from this riding, if they don't know agriculture, it's an issue. Because the person that comes from here has to stand up for agriculture. Montreal, Toronto, Vancouver, all of those places, they will not stand up for agriculture. You need someone that understands it, was born and raised with it, respects it, knows the hard work and determination that goes with agriculture. So we need someone that's going to have that strong voice for agriculture and is vested. I mean, my dad is a farmer. He's been a farmer all his life, and I guarantee you this, that if I don't stand up for agriculture, I'm going to hear it from him over and over and over again. So I am going to stand up for agriculture just for my family life, let alone it's the right thing.
Probably get some heck on that if you don't deliver there.
It's so key. I'm not making fun of it, because it is so important what we need to have standing up for agriculture right now. this person from this riding, because it's, I mean, think about this riding. There's 20,000 people in Strathroy. There's 10,000 people in Walsburg. That means the rest of the 105,000 people in Lambton Kent Middlesex are in small towns or rural farms.
Right.
So think about what the people are all about in this community. They are about small town and rural. That's who I am. That's why I love this riding and why I want to be the representative for it. I mean, if you don't stand up for agriculture in this riding, it's a miss. And I'll make sure that it's for paramount on my list of things to stand up for.
Awesome. Carbon tax. That's going to be a big thing thrown around this election because there's a lot of people that don't understand it, number one, and a lot of people just don't like the word tax.
Right.
And understandably, can we talk a little bit about carbon tax?
Yes, for sure. Absolutely 100% against carbon tax. And the reason being it's hurting farms, it's hurting small business, it's hurting mom and dads that are driving their kids to hockey arenas, because a carbon tax is only going to take money directly out of your pocket. So this carbon tax that the Liberals have come up with is a double tax too. So they're going to tax you when they give you the money, and they're going to tax you when they give it back to you later on. So a double tax that is not beneficial for you and I, and it's also pinpointed the wrong people. Small business is going to hurt through a carbon tax. Large industry is getting let off the hook. So this is not a carbon tax that's going to benefit our country or our community, and it hurts the small person first. So totally against the carbon tax. We need a better system than what the Liberals have come up with.
Awesome. I volunteer, I actually run a conversation group at the Active Lifestyle Center in Chatham every week, and we talk about politics, we talk about healthy living, and it's all seniors. Is there anything about, their main concerns are affordable housing,
Yeah, absolutely.
and affordable medications.
Yeah.
This is a concern for them that we always get on the topic of. Is anything in the platform or your thoughts on that?
100% supporting seniors. So right now we're entering an interesting part of our lives of living. We have more seniors today than we have children in our country of Canada. That's never happened before. So we have more seniors that are in need of services. And the thing about seniors, a lot of them are retired. And probably what you hear a lot of from the seniors is that they have a fixed income.
Yes.
So when we have housing that gets out of control, it becomes hard for seniors to live in their home. So we need to make sure that we can assist those seniors with affordable housing so that they have a place where they can stay currently living, because sometimes when our taxes become out of control, the senior is left behind and they can't live where they want to live because of taxes. So assisting seniors properly is key, and I've heard the same thing. 7% of seniors can't even afford to pay for their medication. So to be able to assist seniors with their medication, yeah, absolutely. It's on my platform as well too. It's one of my top fives. From seniors, agriculture, veterans affairs, and making sure we take care of our veterans properly, small business, and family values. Those are key things that we need to have from a Conservative representative.
You've been out in the community talking to people. Is there any little kind of issues that you didn't really see coming that people kind of hit you with and ask you about? And I know a lot of people don't really know the difference. Well, many people don't know the difference between municipal, provincial, and federal. What are some kind of questions that you might get hit with the odd time that you didn't really expect? Or
I don't think anything that's really caught me off guard. What I hear a lot from people is less government. We need less government. We have so many restrictions that are being put on us as families, as businesses, as farmers. So I hear it over and over again. I hear about less government, and then I constantly hear people say common sense. They want someone in government with common sense. And it seems so simple, right? I mean, I don't know what happens that when people get elected, they lose all of their common sense. And that seems to be the issue with some of the people in parties. That just don't have common sense. So I hear from people that they want someone that is real and is not going to have an unrealistic way of handling people and government. So common sense is probably what I hear from a lot of people. Nothing that's really surprised me too much with what people want. They want someone that's local. They want someone that lives in their riding. They want someone that they see regularly. I think those are key things that I've heard from people so far.
And really nowadays, politics is about authenticity. Knowing the person, understanding the person, and the person actually, like you said, being more real about expectations and what they can do, and communication. Now, you're a good communicator. What are your plans to communicate with the citizens of your riding after?
Yeah, I think, some of the best quality for a politician is probably someone that is something that you can't teach. I think integrity is something you're just born and raised with, and that you learn that respect. I think knowledge is something that you can acquire as a politician. That I have surrounded myself with a group of people that if you're going to win an election, you don't win it on your own. You win it with a group of people, and what I've been fortunate to do is to be able to connect with people on my team that are from all aspects of this riding. So having people on my team that are farmers, having people on my team that are small business owners, having people on my team that are school teachers, that are doctors, that are people that are working at restaurants, that are people that are operating a forklift. I mean, those are key things, right? So all of those people, they get together with me, we sit down, and I can understand what the problems are, because not everyone is going to understand every part of every industry and every business that's out there.
Right.
So to surround yourself with really good people that are knowledgeable of what is happening in their industry and their business, I think is the most important thing that you can do as a politician. So I've tried to surround myself with good people. I mean, my parents always told me, you're guilty through association of who you hang out with. And the same can be said with, you can be who you are by the people you hang out with. So I've made sure that I've connected with people that give back to charity, but they do it fiscally responsibly. We had this conversation today. Jean-Marie Laprise, we sat down and had lunch with him today, and we were talking about giving.
That was his
plowing
property
match.
at the
Yes,
plowing match.
he hosted
Okay.
the plowing match. And
Yep.
we had the conversation about giving. And I love to give back, and I love to support charity. But when I started a business 10 years ago, I went 3 years without making solid donations to charity because we couldn't afford it. We were starting a business, we're trying to make ends meet, and we couldn't afford to give. But I told those charities, come back and see me later, because usually after 4 or 5 years when you're starting a business, you can start making a profit. And when we started making a profit, then we could give back. Then we could give more money because we could afford to. And that's the way I think government should operate. That what can you afford to give, set a budget in place of what you're going to give, and then follow through with it. You don't go above it, you don't go beyond it, you give what you can afford to give. And that's what I want to see a government do. Just do what you can. This isn't a credit card that our government officials get to have. They get to load up and load up interest on.
Right.
That we need to be able to spend fiscally responsibly. And once we do that, then I think our government will start going in the right direction.
How would you work with municipal governments and provincial level? So it's easier to work with provincials because it's the same riding. But in your space right here, you're dealing with a couple mayors. How many mayors would you be dealing with?
Well, several mayors. So
Okay.
I had a chance to meet with Joanne in Strathroy, who's a great supporter of that community and has worked tirelessly for many, many years. Really like her. Of course, Darren Caniff and I have been friends for 20, 25 years. So I've got them on my speed dial that I can connect with them and give a phone call to them and connect with them and understand what they need. So I think that's helpful. That you've got an already working relationship with the people that are in power. Darren has certainly been a great friend and is supporting us, so I appreciate that. But working right from the grassroots part, right? Because this campaign is about knocking on doors and working in the small communities. So being able to touch base with Joe Foz and making sure that I can, understand what's happening in Dresden and that ward. Working with Carmen McGregor here locally in Wallsburg and Aaron. I mean, being able to work with your local politicians from the municipal part all the way up to provincial with Monty McNaughton, who, we've shopped at McNaughton Home Hardware since I was a kid, so I got to know Monty's family. I got to know Monty before he was a politician, and he is going to be a force to be reckoned with. I'll be surprised if we don't see Monty McNaughton as a premier of this province someday. Yeah, the infrastructure that he's doing right now, and to be a minister of that department, that's a big step for someone, and I can see only great things for him down the road. So I think to get back to your question, working with your local politicians is going to be key. Working with all of them, connecting with all of them, and I will do just that to make sure I understand what their problems are, right? Because they're municipal, they're there working with the people too.
Awesome. Well, guys, we are here at the Black Goose here in Wallsburg. We are hanging out with Greg Hetherington. He's running for the nomination of the Conservative Party of Canada, Lambton, Kent, Middlesex. So if you know somebody, I know a lot of my audience is from Chatham, Kent. Actually,
you still have time to move. You can move. You can buy property in this riding very quickly. So,
and I am a realtor, so I can help you buy that property. Plug for me. So yeah, this is an exciting time. You're probably excited, and it is. There was a link, and we'll post another link for you on how to sign up. So again, also they can go to the website, right?
Yep. If you go to GregHetherington.com, you can join the party there. $15, or you can come see me where I work at the radio station. Give me a call. I'd be happy to come to your house and discuss with you. I think that's probably the best thing that our team is doing, that you can call our team. We'll come to your home. We'll answer questions that you have, because I think you need to be very transparent as someone that's running in politics and being able to answer everyone's questions. So I'm happy to answer your questions. I hope to have the answers. If I don't, I'll find them out, because I've got a great team that they'll probably will have the answer to. But I try my best to make sure I've got those answers that are key. Yeah,
and if you guys are watching this on a replay, don't be scared to throw in another question here, and you'll get it. Is there anywhere else that you're going to be talking or doing some local stuff?
Yeah, so we're going to be in Mitchell's Bay on Thursday night. We'll be there at the Parkside. So if you want to come out and meet our team there, love to have you out for that event. Of course, I try to go to as many things as I can. Tomorrow I'm at the Farmers Market just outside of Chatham, between Chatham and Louisville.
Okay.
I'll be there tomorrow on Wednesday. I plan on going to the Before the Plate event at the Capitol Theatre on Friday night. That's going to be a great event that I think people really need to go see. Again, back to agriculture, to find out where your food comes from. The Capitol Theatre is doing a great free performance on that. I'd encourage you to go to that. That'll be a wonderful event. You'll probably see me at a few Dresden Kings games and the Blenheim Blades games, so I want to go to those in the next little while. I've got a list of things that are happening. The Czech Hall is having a chicken dinner on Saturday night. I'd encourage you to go to that if you can. I mean, you'll see me around then. I love this community. I think it's the part that why I'm running. I love all parts of this community, and every part from Wabash to Thamesville to Newberry to Wardsville and Bothwell and Wallaceburg and Strathroy and Mountain Bridges. All of those communities are a big part of this community, and we got to take care of all of them. And it's why I want to run. It's why I've lived in this community my entire life, and I can't wait to live another 50 years in it.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Greg.
Thank you.
And hey, thank you guys for watching. We are at the Black Goose here in Wallaceburg, an amazing place, amazing patio here on the river. So check that out as well if you get a chance, if you're in the Wallaceburg area. So thank you guys for watching. Please hit that share button. Greatly appreciated. And obviously share with friends in Lambton, Kent, Middlesex.
You got her. Thank you very much.
Talk to you guys later. Thank you very much.